Good morning. How are you all today? Thank you all for visiting with us and welcome to Bible class with Andre and Betty. We're continuing our studies from the book of Exodus. Today we're in chapter 25 and we'll be looking at the building of the tabernacle. The tabernacles in many ways, in all ways, represent the presence of God amongst his people. And so it's symbolic of Jesus, and all the furnishings of the tabernacle are representative in some way of Jesus when he came to earth and paid our sin debt. And so I'm going to read a couple of verses from Hebrews chapter 8 to make this more clear than what I've said. So in Hebrews chapter 8, verse 1, it says, "Now the things which we have spoken, this is the sum, or this is the summary. We have such an high priest who is set on the right hand of the throne of majesty in the heavens, a minister of the sanctuary or tabernacle, and the true tabernacle, which the Lord pitched and not man. For every high priest is ordained to offer gifts and sacrifices. Wherefore it is a necessity that this man, that is Jesus, have somewhat also to offer. For if he were on earth, he should not be a priest, saying that there are priests that offer gifts according to the law, who serve unto the example of and shadow of heavenly things, as Moses was admonished of God when he was about to make the tabernacle. For see, saith he, that thou make all things according to the pattern showed to thee in the mount." And so in chapter 24, we saw that Moses was called up to the mount, and he was in the mountain 40 days and 40 nights. And this is where God gave him the pattern of the blueprint of the building of the tabernacle. And so back to Exodus chapter 25, verse 1. "And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel that they bring me an offering. Of every man that giveth it willingly with his heart, ye shall take my offering. If we're unwilling, then our offerings are of no value to the Lord." Verse 3. "And this is the offering which ye shall take of them: gold and silver and brass and blue and purple and scarlet and fine linen and goat's hair and ram skins dyed red and badger skins and shittim wood, oil for the light, spices for anointing oil, and for sweet incense. These are the things you bring: the onyx stones and stones to be set in the ephod and in the breastplate. And let them make," God says, "let them make me a sanctuary, that I may dwell among them, according to all that I show thee, after the pattern or design of the tabernacle, and the pattern of all the instruments thereof. Even so shall ye make it. This is the form of the tabernacle and what it represents. Moses is to follow those directions. Verse 10, the first article is the ark of the testimony, and they shall make an ark of shittim wood. 2 cubits and a half shall be the length thereof, and a cubit and a half the breadth thereof, and a cubit and a half the height thereof. And thou shalt overlay it with pure gold, within and without, on the inside and the outside, shalt thou overlay it, that is, with gold, and shall make up on it the ark, and shall make upon it a crown of gold round about. So it's this box that's going to hold the testimony, and it's according to the measurements we just read in verse 10. And to overlay it with gold, everything, in verse 12. And thou shalt cast 4 rings of gold for it, for the ark, and put them in the 4 corners thereof. And 2 rings shall be in the one side of it, and 2 rings in the other side of it, like on each end. And thou shalt make staves or poles of shittim wood, and overlay them with gold. And gold represents the deity and the holiness of God. And thou shalt put the staves of the poles, P-O-L-E-S, into the rings on the sides of the ark, that the ark may be carried or borne with them. In other words, they're going to grab the poles on each side, and they will be able to carry the ark without touching it. 15, the staves shall be in the rings of the ark. They shall not be taken from it. And thou shalt put into the ark the testimony, which is the 10 Commandments, which I shall give thee. And thou shalt make a mercy seat that would be on top of the ark of pure gold. 2 cubits and a half shall be the length thereof, and a cubit and a half the breadth thereof. And thou shalt make 2 cherubims of gold of beaten work, that shalt thou make them in the 2 ends of the mercy seat, like they will be facing each other, a cherub and a cherub. And make 1 cherub on the one end and the other cherub on the other end. Even of the mercy seat shall you make the cherubims on the 2 ends thereof. And so the cherubims shall stretch forth their wings on high, covering the mercy seat with their wings, and their faces shall look one to another. Toward the mercy seat shall the faces of the cherubims be. So in other words, they're going to be meeting and looking down as their wings spread over the mercy seat. Verse 21, and thou shalt put the mercy seat above upon the ark, and in the ark thou shalt put the testimony that I give thee. And there this is God speaking to Moses to tell the people, and there I will meet with thee, and I will commune with thee from above the mercy seat, from between the 2 cherubims which are upon the ark of the testimony of all things which I will give thee in commandment unto the children of Israel. And the second article, thou shalt make a table of shittim wood. 2 cubits shall be the length thereof, and a cubit the breadth thereof, and a cubit and a half the height thereof. And thou shalt overlay it with pure gold. Thou shalt thereto make thereto a crown of gold round about. And thou shalt make unto it a border of an handbreadth round about. All of these details. And thou shalt make a golden crown to the border thereof round about, like the border would be around the ark on each side. Verse 26, and thou shalt make for it 4 rings of gold, and put the rings in the 4 corners that are on the 4 feet, the feet thereof. Over against the border shall the rings be for places of the staves to bear the table, or to carry the table without touching. Verse 28, and thou shalt make the staves of shittim wood, and overlay them with gold, that the table may be carried or borne with them, that is, with the poles. Verse 29, and thou shalt make the dishes thereof, and spoons thereof, and covers thereof, and bowls thereof, to cover withal, or everything of pure gold shalt thou make them. And thou shalt set upon the table shewbread before me always. And so the later chapters will explain how all these articles are a type of Jesus, and we'll point those out. Verse 31, and thou shalt make a candlestick of pure gold. Of beaten work shall the candlestick be made. His shaft or his main stem, and his branches, his bowls, his knops, and his flowers shall be of the same. In other words, the knops are ornamental articles that is gonna be in the candlestick. Verse 32. And 6 branches shall come out of the sides of it, 3 branches of the candlestick out of the one side, and 3 branches of the candlestick out of the other side. 3 bowls made like unto almonds, with a knop and a flower in one branch, and 3 bowls made like unto almonds in the other branch, with a knop and a flower. So in the 6 branches that come out of the candlestick. So here's the candlestick, and the knops and the 6 branches are on either side of them. Verse 34. And the candlestick shall be 4 bowls made like unto almonds, with their knops and their flowers. And there shall be a knop under 2 branches of the same, and a knop under 2 branches of the same, and a knop under 2 branches of the same, that is 6, according to the 6 branches that proceed out of the candlestick. 36. Their knops and their branches shall be of the same. All of it shall be one beaten work of gold. So the ark represents the presence of God. The showbread represents the sustaining and health, Jesus being the bread of life. And this candlestick, Jesus is the light of the world. And verse 37, and thou shalt make the 7 lamps thereof, and they shall light the lamps thereof, that they may give light over against it. That is representing the church age and the 7 churches of Asia, as reported in the book of the Revelation 38. And the tongues thereof and the snuff dishes thereof shall be pure gold. Of a talent of pure gold shall he make it with all the vessels. And then God says to Moses in verse 40, and look that thou make them after the pattern which was showed thee in the mount. So Moses is up in the mount, and God is giving him every detail of how this tabernacle is to be built. And in the later chapters, these things will be clear as to what they represent. So that's our lesson for today, and hopefully we'll get better understanding as we go along. So we're all learning. None of us are there yet. So this is why I asked for your comments and thoughts, because I'm growing too. So you all have a great day and a great week. See you next time.